François-Pierre-Gonthier Maine de Biran, usually known simply as Maine de Biran, was a French philosopher. Life. Maine de Biran was born at Bergerac. The name Maine he assumed from an estate called Le Maine, near Montpellier. After studying with distinction at Périgueux, he entered the lifeguards of King Louis XVI of France, and was present at Versailles during the events of October 1789. He entered politics and was part of the Conseil des Cinq Cents. On the breaking up of the Gardes du Corps, Biran retired to his patrimonial inheritance of Gratteloup, near Bergerac, where he avoided the excesses of the French Revolution. It was at this period that, to use his own words, he passed per saltum from frivolity to philosophy. He began with psychology, which he made the study of his life. After the Reign of Terror, Maine de Biran took part in politics, having been excluded from the Council of the 500 on suspicion of royalism. He took part with his friend Joseph Lanecut in the Commission of 1813, which first expressed direct opposition to the will of the Emperor Napoleon. After the restoration of the monarchy, he became treasurer to the Chamber of Deputies, retiring during each autumn recess to study at home. The exact date of his death is uncertain. Thought. Maine de Biran's philosophical reputation has suffered because of his obscure and labored style, and the fact that only a few of the least characteristic of his writings appeared during his lifetime. The essay on Habit, a critical review of Pierre Laromiguier's lectures, and the philosophical portion of the article Leibniz in the Biography Universelle, a treatise on the analysis of thought, was never printed. In 1834 these writings, together with the essay entitled Nouvelles Considérations sur les rapports du physique et du moral de l'homme, were published by Victor Cousin, who in 1841 added 3 volumes, under the title Ouvres philosophiques de Maine de Biran. But the publication by Edouin Navel of the Ouvres inédites de Maine de Biran, in 3 volumes, first rendered possible a connected view of his philosophical development. At first essentialist like Condillac and John Locke, next an intellectualist, he finally became a mystical theosophist. The essay sur les fondements de la psychologie represents the second stage of his philosophy. The fragments of the Nouveaux Essays d'Anthropologie the third. Maine de Biran's early essays in philosophy were written from the point of view of Locke and Condillac, but showed signs of his later interests. Dealing with the formation of habits, he is compelled to note that passive impressions do not furnish a complete or adequate explanation. With Laromiguier he distinguishes attention as an active effort, of no less importance than the passive receptivity of sense. Unlike Joseph Butler, he distinguishes passively formed customs from active habits. He concluded that Condillac's notion of passive receptivity as the one source of conscious experience was an error of method. In short, that the mechanical mode of viewing consciousness as formed by external influence was fallacious and deceptive. For it he proposed to substitute the genetic method, whereby human conscious experience might be exhibited as growing or developing from its essential basis in connection with external conditions. The essential basis he finds in the real consciousness of self as an active striving power, and the stages of its development, corresponding to what one may call the relative importance of the external conditions and the reflective clearness of self-consciousness, he designates as the affective, the perceptive and the reflective. In connection with this, Biran treats most of the obscure problems which arise in dealing with conscious experience, such as the mode by which the organism is cognized, the mode by which the organism is distinguished from extra-organic things, and the nature of those general ideas by which the relations of things are known to us, cause, power, force, etc. In the last stage of his philosophy, Biran distinguished the animal existence from the human, under which the three forms above noted a class, and both from the life of the spirit, in which human thought is brought into relation with the supersensible, divine system of things. This stage is left imperfect. Altogether, Biran's work presents a very remarkable specimen of deep metaphysical thinking directed by preference to the psychological aspect of experience. Criticism. Equating cause with force. Schopenhauer claimed that no one has carried this confusion, or rather identification, of natural force with cause so far as Maine de Biran in his Nouvelles Considérations des rapports du physico-moral, since this is essential to his philosophy. Quote, "This confusion of force of nature and cause occurred often throughout the book. When he speaks of causes, he hardly ever puts cause alone, but almost always says cause or force." Schopenhauer believed that the confusion was intentional. Biran was conscious of identifying two disparate concepts in order to be able to make use of either of them according to the circumstances. Therefore, he purposely equated cause with force in order to keep the identification present in the reader's mind. Works Ouvres de Maine de Biran Volume I, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume IV, Volume V, Volume VI, Volume 7, Volume 8, Volume IX.